Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Video Vault. Out and about today. So, it's Tuesday, and this is my last one of these kind of videos for a while, I think, and I'll get to that in a minute. But basically, I am out and about today. Just left the Bull Moose, and it's laundry day too. So I have some time to kill while the laundry finishes up in the dryer. So I thought, what the heck? Instead of wasting the time, I'll just go through the videos I got right here. So this is gonna, like I said, this is gonna be the end of doing this, the video hunts for a little while, and I'll tell you the reason. One, it seems like a good stopping point for the moment because this officially is my 1000th movie in my collection. Not the one. There's several in here, but this officially gets me up to 1,000. So I'm going to stop there for a little bit. Not so much that it's an even number or anything like that, just because honestly, mostly, well, obviously what I've been buying is VHS. And at the moment, because it's Christmas time, Bull Moose shortened their VHS section substantially. Because they had to put in a holiday section somewhere, and of course it took over the VHS, which is probably their least sellingest item, so to speak. But anyway, so what I think I'm going to do now, from a while, I always watch at least one, if not more, movies during the week. So I think for the next few weeks anyway, on Tuesday, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do like a movie review. So hopefully that's as interesting to you as the video finds. Of course, if I find stuff along the way in my travels, I'm not going to not buy something that I want. I'm just going to start being a little bit more selective for the next few weeks until I can get back into Bull Moose when their selection broadens up after the new year. Basically, is what they told me they'll do. Probably in the middle of January. Hopefully even sooner. I don't know. I didn't talk to the manager specifically, but the woman I was talking to said, normally, in January, of course, they take the holiday section out, and she said they did have different plans for the way the VHS is going to be. I'm hoping that means that they're going to expand it further, because I know that they keep tons and tons and tons of VHS in the back room, and basically every time I come in and buy some, or somebody comes in and buys some, they just fill in the holes with other random titles. I'm kind of hoping that they're going to expand the section out a little bit, or at least put it somewhere else where maybe I could just get to the ones that are in the back room, because whatever. But anyway, so I'm going to go through these really quick. I got a couple of movies this week. Only one disc. And by the way, these are the ones I just picked up just now. I have a bunch more at home. That, I probably won't even get to. They're nothing special. I may do a one-off video in the middle of the week when I have time, or at the end of the week, talking about some of those movies if I remember there was anything special. But for the most part, there wasn't anything. So, but what I did get this week, I did get a couple of movies that I really, really like, and a couple of movies that I've never seen before. So, I'm going to start off with some of the. Let me just start off with the Blu-ray discs that I got this week. I did get one. Again, like I said, they've been marking down a lot of Blu-rays that they have a million copies of, and I actually really like this movie. I thought it was really funny. 21 Jump Street with Channing Tatum and that other kid there. Why am I blanking on his name right now? The one from Superbad. Wow, you'd think I would know this because I've seen it, that movie a million times. Jonah Hill. Wow, I don't know why I was blanking on that. I'm sure everybody else is screaming at the screen right now, going, Jonah Hill! But anyway, so I picked up that. This movie's really funny, and I was thinking of giving this a watch maybe tonight with the girlfriend, because I don't think she's seen this, and I know she would think it was funny. And something else that I got this week, I did pick up, let me see here. Let me go through the ones that I have not seen really fast here. So I've never seen this movie, Narrow Margin, with Gene Hackman, but I do enjoy some good thrillers, and this sounded like it might be something that I would enjoy. And I don't mind Gene Hackman. He's not exactly what I would consider an action hero or anything, but this does look like it has some action. Of course, on the back here, they had to put the explosion, a close-up of Gene Hackman looking very serious. It looks like it could be a decent movie. A couple other movies I've never seen, but I suppose I probably should have seen this a long time ago, especially because it has Raul Julia in it, and I love everything with Raul Julia, and that's Kiss of the Spider-Woman. I don't know a lot about this movie, but it does sound, I've read the synopsis, and I was like, oh, this sounds like, something I'll definitely watch. It is an Academy Award-winning film, not for Raul Julia, but for William Hurt in this movie, 1985. So, it could be something worth looking into. I've also never heard of the company that released this, Charter Entertainment. I don't know anything about that company, so if anybody knows anything about the company that released this, let me know. A couple other ones I've never seen. This movie, New Blood. has absolutely nobody in it except for Carrie Ann Moss and Joe Pantoliano. But it did have a good sounding plot. Again, it's just another kind of a generic hitman kind of action movie type of thing, and it sounded pretty decent. And I do like Joe Pantoliano. He's great. He's great in Eddie and the Cruisers for one. But I actually just watched the movie Bound with Jennifer Tilly. It has Joe Pantoliano in it, and that's a good. I ended up liking that quite a bit. Let me see. I'm trying to see what else I haven't seen, so I can kind of go through that. But I think the only other one that I've never seen before... Oh, nope, there's two more. I have never seen this movie. I've never even heard of this movie. Tune In Tomorrow with Keanu Reeves and Peter Falk. And, apparently Peter Falk plays a soap opera writer who's kind of struggling, and then he meets Keanu Reeves, who is in love with his Aunt Julia. And at any rate, Peter Falk basically befriends Keanu Reeves, and he hears all about this story of Keanu Reeves falling in love with his aunt, and he uses that as the basis for the soap opera that he's writing, and it becomes a big ratings boom and stuff like that. So, I don't know, it sounded kind of funny, maybe. I mean, it's got Peter Falk in it. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Peter Falk. You can go wrong with Keanu Reeves sometimes, but, whatever. Plus, it's a screening copy, and you guys know I love the screener tapes, VHS tapes, VHS screeners, video store tapes and stuff. I think that's kind of neat, so I always like to add those to the collection. And then the last movie I've never seen, but it sounds like something I'd be interested in, and I may watch this afternoon myself because one of my girlfriends at school, I don't know if this would really be something that interests her, although Tombstone is one of her favorite movies, so this very well, it could be. This is Wild Bill with Jeff Bridges playing the title character of Wild Bill Hickok. I'm not much for classic westerns, but I am kind of big, more modern westerns. Unforgiven was good. Tombstone is also one of my all-time favorite movies. I absolutely love it. And I've never seen this one, and I have no problem whatsoever with Jeff Bridges, and I'm hoping that this leads, lives up to, something at least. I don't know if it'll be as good as Tombstone. I highly doubt that, but it also has David Arquette in it. And I'm not necessarily the biggest David Arquette fan except for Scream, and Ellen Barkin as Calamity Jane. But we'll see. I'll give it a shot for sure. Like I said, I like modern westerns, so that could be something worth watching. And then I picked up a couple of the movies I have seen. I'm not going to go into them too much. Benny and June, which I haven't seen in a long time, and I grabbed this movie, The Forsaken, which is a horror movie, and I vaguely remember it, but I know that I saw it. I rented it from the video store when I was working at the video store years ago, so I grabbed that. A couple other movies I absolutely love, and I don't, oh, you know what? There's one more that I didn't see. I forgot. The Relic. Never seen this, but yeah, what the hell? It's a horror movie. So, I guess it's more of a thriller horror movie, but worth owning. From what I understand, it's it's like a cult classic kind of a thing. Never seen it. And then a couple other movies. Speaking of cult classics, Meatballs with Bill Murray. I could have sworn that I owned this because I remember having picked it up, and then I guess I didn't grab it because I thought before that I had it. But I finally have the updated list that I carry with me on my phone, so I did not have it, and I grabbed it. Trying to think what else I got here. Well, I did grab a double of Harrison Ford movies, but that was kind of by accident. One movie that I haven't seen in years, Clear and Present Danger, which I actually watched in school, freshman year, sophomore year, something like that. It wasn't for any reason. It was just something to watch, I guess. So it's been at least probably 12 to 15 years since I've seen this movie. And so that was that was one of the Harrison Ford movies that I grabbed this week. And then the other one is What Lies Beneath, which I thought I owned. I actually really like this a lot. Again, this is kind of a thriller horror movie. And, for a PG-13 horror movie especially, which you don't get a lot of those. People talk about the ratings, and they say they don't, they kind of throw how PG-13 horror are kind of shitty. But this is from before a time when they were just pumping out all the PG-13 horror, and then there was a lot of PG-13 horror that was crap, and then of course now, you've got movies like Insidious that are, huge box office successes, and that movie was great. And the second one, I didn't actually watch the second one yet, and I guess they just greenlit a third one the other day, so, I guess I should catch up. But at any rate, for PG-13, horror or thriller movies, I actually really like this one a lot, and, I don't want to give it away too much because if you haven't seen it, you should. But Harrison Ford is fantastic in this movie. It's a little out of character for him, where he normally plays either, somebody like the President in Air Force One, or somebody, good, and in an action movie, or of course Indiana Jones if you go way back, and Han Solo, of course, and all that shit. But this is, different. This is a much darker character, and it's great. And then I did pick up, you know, a couple other ones. Like I said, Long Kiss Goodnight, which I've seen. Beverly Hills Cop 3, which is my favorite of the series, which is probably an unpopular answer, but that was the first one I saw. I saw it theatrically, and I really liked it. And then the last one that I picked up today, while I was out, was this copy of Dolores Claiborne, which is one of my favorite Stephen King stories, for one, and two. It's a fantastic movie, and it's completely different than the book. Well, not completely different. There's a lot of huge differences between this movie and the novel. If you've read the novel, you know, I don't know if everybody knows what this is about, but you know, Dolores Claiborne, played by Kathy Bates, you know, is accused of murdering the woman who she's kind of been a charge for you know, for decades, basically, and you know, her daughter Jennifer Jason Leigh. Who, you know, they don't get along, and she comes home to kind of get her affairs in order and stuff. And it's kind of told, you know, the story is told through flashbacks and everything. It's very, very dark. And it's more, obviously it's not in the realm of horror like a lot of Stephen King later stuff. This is a drama, you know, like the Green Mile. Well, you know, Green Mile had some supernatural elements. This really doesn't. This is a very straightforward, you know, dark drama. But, you know, in the movie, you know, Dolores and her husband, they only had one kid, Jennifer Jason Leigh, a daughter. In the movie, in the book, they also had a son. You know, so there are some big differences like that. But I think, in my opinion, this translates probably the best, you know, from book to movie, you know, without missing much. A lot of his movies, you know, the classic horror movies like Misery and Christine and Carrie, you know, those are great. But when it comes to the dramas, and especially around this time period, because this came out the same time as Thinner, you know, and it was before the Green Mile and stuff like that. But, you know, like Thinner, which I love, it's not a good movie, and it's certainly not good compared to the book. But this is fantastic, and if you have not seen this, you definitely should check it out. And you know what? I guess that's it, guys. I mean, it's gonna be a quicker video this week than normal because I'm not at home and I don't have all those other movies to you know, to go through. I can't even off the top of my head remember what I got. I know I got a copy of Teddy Rex, Theodore Rex with Whoopi Goldberg, which interestingly enough, you know, the movie theater that I worked at, you know, years before I worked there, it was actually a test cinema for New Line movies. New Line Cinema. So, you know, they played movies that nobody else was playing, or only a handful of theaters in the country were playing, like Theodore Rex, like Suburban Commando, stuff like that. So there were definitely some movies I saw as a kid that I think a lot of people didn't see until much later. But Theodore Rex is ridiculous. It's Whoopi Goldberg and a Tyrannosaurus Rex fighting crime. But anyway, you know, so you know, like I said, probably at the end of the week, I may make another video, you know, if I've got time, and I'll go through some of those other ones. But this is officially going to be probably the last, you know, hunt video, so to speak, or, you know, movie collection video that I do for a little while anyway. I assume, in fact, well, I know for a fact that I'm getting some movies for Christmas, so there'll definitely be a Christmas update for sure of what I get then. You know, but in the meantime, like I said, I'm going to do some reviews, and I will probably, you know, if I pick up movies along the way, I'll throw them into the video for sure, but I'm not going to do just a dedicated, you know, 20 minutes of what I found for the week and stuff like that, which I'm sure a lot of you will be happy about because, you know, it probably gets boring listening to me talk about movies that I found for 20 minutes, but hopefully, like I always say, you know, hopefully it reminds you of something. Oh, my keys. Hopefully it reminds you of, you know, something that you want to see. Hopefully, you know, it brings back, oh shit, I haven't seen that movie in ages, and, you know, you go out and you watch it, and, you know, the whole point of all of this is, you know, obviously I love movies. I would assume if you're watching this, you enjoy movies too, and that's the whole point of all of this. So, anyway, do the normal YouTube stuff, rate, subscribe, all that jazz. Don't forget, if you haven't checked out my my video store retrospective, definitely do that. I'm gonna link it at the end of the video, just like last time. I'll do that for, you know, a couple more weeks because, you know, it's a big thing. The video store's closing down and stuff, and a lot of people weighing in on it. And why not throw my 2 cents into the ring, right? So, anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. If I don't see you on the weekend, then I will be back on Tuesday with a review video, and we'll see what I watch. All right, have a great week, guys.